Hey guys, it's your favorite trio, Nick, Zach, and Isaac, here again it's been a while since we've done one of these, us three together. We're here to
Has it
recap.
really? I feel like it was like last week.
Oh, really? I feel like your last time we were
I feel
doing
like
this was literally
we
like
do these every week. I was yeah.
That's what they want us to do, Matt, but
Probably been a month. It's probably been a month, right?
Yeah.
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 The last memorable one for me is like CKO when I was in China recording with you guys, but that was was like half a year ago at this point.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I guess we probably did a NACO recap. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we did. Yeah. And now we're back with a Battle of the Border recap. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
2 weeks ago now. And a lot happened. It was such a big event. Definitely, I think I knew this last year, and even the year before, but definitely solidifies. I mean, it's definitely the biggest event in the United States.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. I felt like NACO. I guess it looked like the same amount of people, but NACO just kind of seemed it's more established in a way with all the other companies that were involved in the hotel and stuff. But I could feel that, maybe there are more people at Battle,
Mm-hmm.
But it's pretty close.
It also felt way more spread out at NACO. I mean, if there was the same amount of people, and I know all throughout the weekend they probably got around the same amount of people. I think about the border got more, but it just never felt like there was 500 plus people at NACO just because of how spread out the rooms were. And even in like the open finals, dude, in open finals, I looked at the room and I thought, okay, there's no way there's 500 people in there. And obviously there wasn't, but still. Yeah. But for Battle, it's cool because you can see everybody. I mean, it's one venue. Like it's one room pretty much, which is really nice.
Yeah. For the event finals and stuff, it felt way bigger, and then NACO was like, they had more stuff to do and more, like, that was really cool. That felt like it was like more established, but open finals for Battle was really, really hype. Everyone was there watching. Same with Freestyle with Yasu and stuff. It was super exciting. And also we kind of got what everyone secretly wants, which is just Yasu playing as much as possible, like as many rounds as we can watch of Yasu playing. And he went to the finals, so he won. Yeah, so he played as much as he possibly could. So that was really cool.
Yeah. NACO felt like more of like a con, like, you know what I mean, like a
a con. Yeah,
Konami-con. Like a Comic Con, but Konami-con.
Yeah.
Because there's so many different rooms, things to do. This one was. I have personally not been to Battle in 3 years, so 3 years. Coming back in 2025 felt amazing, and I'm excited to talk about it today because to not our surprise, I mean, these two people won, Yasu, Ryoga. We can talk about that too, but domination across the board from Japan again. Speaking, I mean, we can just get right into it, but I think Ryoga has done something crazy, like incredibly impressive recently. He's won KWC, NACO, and BATB back to back, not in the same calendar year per se, but won 3 majors in a row. And just coming off his champ mod release, that did super well at Battle, and everyone supporting him. And for him to just release my champ mod from KWC and then just take another major.
Yeah.
It's honestly insane because he just got on the team not even a year ago yet.
Just for sure.
And so I know you made a post about it the other day on the Lotus account, but I just don't think that's ever been done, right? Like won 3 majors in a row.
You guys would probably know, but I don't know if you guys can think of someone who was close to doing that, maybe it was Show at some point or I guess okay. But and then EKC's coming up, so that would be the 4 in a row. Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, the 4 biggest
just event. Keep at it. Yeah.
And I don't know if TOTY is going to go to that one, but if TOTY doesn't go to that one, I don't understand. It just makes so much sense in my head that Ryoga is like, if he's going to, it's kind of like the same. It's like the same thing as Yasu in my head is, no one's going to beat that guy, but maybe he'll get second, but for Ryoga, it's the same exact thing. And I know there's chances to beat him. For example, at Battle of the Board in the first round, apparently he won his match 3-2, and his opponent had a chance to beat him, but just didn't. But I really think, I mean, Ryoga is just that obvious pick for the open win. Yeah.
What makes him so good at what makes him so good, I guess? I is it that does he hit everything first tee, or is it just he hits a bunch of tricks, or is it that he competes really well against the player and gets it when the player doesn't get it. I guess it's all kind of related, but what do you guys think?
I'm gonna switch rooms real quick. I think I'm a little laggy. We're talking about Ryoga, right?
Yeah.
Okay, 1 second.
Yeah, I think what makes him so good is the fact that when we were doing our pre-battle the border competitions, there are these the American players would go hard and practice and do these practice comps for many weeks, and then we had the Asian one at the very end, and then we had the grand finals in our online comps. And I think what first of all makes him so good at comp is just, here's the obvious thing: he's just better than everybody. I think that's one. Like he's just a higher skill level than everybody up there he's competing against. So that helps a lot. And other than that, though, his comp tendencies, I've never seen this kid. Never seems nervous ever.
Yeah.
And it's the kind of that same composure he had in that KWC run he did. That type of composure that he had up there when it's in KWC it's more pressure. Like it's more pressure, bigger stage, bigger crowd, and he harnesses that and he shows that in his open division play. And I don't know. I think he's really, really good at capitalizing. Like when the other person doesn't get their trick, it's just he's probably going to get it. But I also saw him. He's had a couple times where he's on the last point about to win, and then he'll just start missing. Like that's when he starts missing, which is really interesting to me. But other than that, in the entirety of the match, I see him a lot just make. It was really evident in the final championship battle that we had between all of our Battle of the Border winners. He really, really just destroyed them until the last point, and then they kind of held on a little bit. But during the Battle of the Border competition too, he's just so consistent that it's a totally new level of what open consistency was even just a year or two ago. Really, it's a completely new level. Same with Freestyle. He just is dominating.
Yeah, I guess there's now I'm thinking about it, there's a few reasons why players are good at open. And I think in general it's success rate. Take any of the trick and how often can you do it. But then there's certain players who would hit the really hard ones, I feel like maybe Alex Mitchell, just a feeling that he's got those and you'll hit the hard tricks where people would just not hit, like that one or two hard trick in the list. And then, first tee or three in a row, stuff like that. I saw him, but I think for Ryoga, it really is just a really high success rate. I remember the one trick that comes to mind is the Goon late Ken, where I think he missed it first tee, Johnny missed, and then he made and Johnny missed or something. And that's one of the hard ones on the list that people aren't super used to, that he's able to hit second try. But I think the high success rate that he has really comes to play when he's just hitting that double candle, I saw him hit that 3 or 4 times. And I think it was first try every time. The 2 times that I saw him do it, it was first try. And that's a trick that the double, it comes up, you can miss the candle, the first part, you can miss the swap at the end, you can miss the double late, but I think his string control is so good where he doesn't really get stuck at the end. I think it's his comma, he doesn't need to do a weird spike at the end because his bevel is just straight up on the base cup. So when that trick is pulled, he's like, I'll hit that. And not a lot of players could hit that first tee, No. And then if they hit it, then he will probably hit it second try too, which is even harder for players to hit 2 in a row.
Yeah, he's no stranger to open either. I mean, he's been doing it since he was a kid through the JK tournaments, and I think he's super good at capitalizing. And more so than anything, I think getting a trick first try when it's pulled. Because in JK tournaments, you only go up to 2 points. I don't know all the JK tournaments, but I know the ones he competed in. That's only up to 2 points. And if you guys go through 5 or 6 tricks and nobody wins yet, you just do speed trick B and then the game's over. But yeah,
it is open for the first 2 points.
It's open for the whole time unless people keep tying, and then they just do speed trick B and then they just decide the winner by that. And that's what people expect it to go to. It's like the finals for competitions. They're not expecting to miss a point or to just tie each other the whole way and then just get speed trick B and then just see who's faster to win the game. So they're he's just really used to being clutch. You just have to I know the tricks are a lot more difficult over here in America, but just that feeling of having to get it or having to show up and like capitalize on someone's miss and get a point ahead. I mean, he did it against Alex Mitchell. He literally beat Alex Mitchell in a minute and a half. The whole video was
so quick.
long. It was a slaughter because Alex, I mean, if you let him get going, he's going to get really good. But Ryoga didn't let him go one time, and Alex would miss, and then Ryoga would be like, "All right, thanks," and then just capitalize every single time and beat him in 3 moves. It was nuts. So Ryoga's just it's truly a new level of open. I mean, Zack and I, we saw Miguel, Johnny, Jacob do really well in online competition. Miguel and Johnny did really well at BATB, and I think they practiced a lot through pre-BATB and just on their own. But Ryoga just demonstrated he's just way better than everybody. On top of the fact that he's already a lot better than 90% of players at competition alone already. Just combining that, it's really hard to beat this kid.
Yeah, that the ability of hitting a trick first tee when you haven't done it in a long time is like so vital for open. And if you're able to do that, like there's a few players that I can kind of think of that just are naturally honed in enough where they don't need to try the trick first. Like most common players know that if you just try a trick a few times, then you're like, okay, I can get it 3 in a row now that I've tried it. But like open division, you have to hit at first tee. And like I can kind of think of Edwin as a player like that who is like locked in that regard, but Ryoga especially, where the trick is pulled. And I don't know if it's a mental thing or if it's just being good, but they just know what they need to do without having that feeling, that like just that really recent feeling of doing the trick,
Yeah. No, I agree. You just do a couple. All it takes is a couple tries, and you're like, "Oh, I'm ready." Even one try for a lot of pro players, like maybe like Alex, if he would have gotten one try on his trick, it's like, "Oh, got it. I'm not rusty anymore."
Yeah. But if you don't hit it that first try, then you don't get a chance to try it. Yeah,
exactly. So, man, it was different watching him play up there. I didn't feel like, oh, I wonder if they're gonna miss. I wonder if he's gonna capitalize here. It was just, I know he's gonna get the trick if the other person misses. It is almost like it's almost guaranteed. So, and I almost got surprised when he missed. I was, whoa, that's crazy. He missed one. Yeah, it's a little weird. So
I feel like the variable part of like the trick going really crazy. Like I think I saw a few times where maybe just the one time I'm thinking of where Johnny tried the goon, but the goon was just really far away and there was no chance to save it. Like when Ryoga goes for a trick like that, it's even if it's not a perfect time of rotation, he has to scoop it or he misses, it's still like really close, and that's probably, there's an element of that you can kind of maybe practice or just think about of like, I just want to give it my best chance. I know I'm not going to like lock this in like the tap the Luna where I just know what I need to do. Like with the goon, it's like I'm just going to really focus on this goon to get a rotation and then just have the late Ken come. I feel like Ryoga for that trick specifically just has that where I never saw him do a trick that was really just not his usual performance. Like everything, like I guess it's like says something about his form where everything is really like you can expect what he's going to do and it's really standard. And it's not this like wild play that is unexpected,
Yeah. His movements, he's just I think he just practiced them a lot, and he's just so good about performing them in competition as well, just like he practiced doing the same motion. He might not get the trick every single time, but his movements are the exact same or relatively the same and giving him the highest success rate at actually being able to land the trick. So it's and you can just tell this kid's having fun up there. He's smiling. When his other opponent misses, he's just smiling because he's like, I'm literally gonna get this point right now.
He's got that plant in his hair,
Yeah. He's having fun.
Say that again?
I said he's got that like plant in his hair.
Yeah,
he has the sprout. And he's just up there, just having fun. And I want to shout out real quick, like just Johnny, dude. I really, really, really am so proud of Johnny for getting second this year and had a really close match with Alex to the loser would get third place. And man, just seeing Johnny up there in the finals against Ryoga. Dude, I was recording and I forgot he had to win twice. Okay. And honestly, I thought, okay, Ryoga's definitely he has the edge here against Johnny,
Yeah.
of course. And then and that was me even forgetting that Johnny had to win twice. But dude, I literally envisioned Johnny winning. And I literally like almost teared up. Actually, I literally envisioned him winning. I almost teared up because I thought, oh my god, this is a real possibility. And Johnny worked so hard because Johnny, there's not a lot of people around his area to push him. To be honest, he used to have Nick and I, but now we don't live in Washington anymore. And I know Schultz is there, and Schultz is one of the best players in the entire United States and definitely in the world. But I don't know how much they hang out. I mean, they're both busy dudes. So just to see him, I know he's just grinding basically in isolation. I know I know he has. There's some people there in Seattle for sure, but nobody really close to his level except for Jacob. And I don't know how much they see each other, but it's really. I'm just so happy he's stuck with it and he's kept going because I don't know, after Nick and I left, and obviously Johnny's been his own player for a long time, but we were really close to him and pushing him and pushing each other. And after we left, I mean, it could have easily been like he stopped playing Kendama. Some of our other friends who were into Kendama when we were there, they stopped playing, when we left. And so I'm really so happy to see him continue to do this and continue to play on such a high level. And his work really paid off. Like getting second in that competition with that stack of a racket with all the Japanese players there too. I mean, that's insane. So I just want to shout out Johnny and
they're really impressive. Yeah. And with that final win against Alec was huge. That's like because you can tell he worked a lot for the event, and it'd been really upsetting for him to lose against Alec after doing the pre-BATBs so much, but he pulled it off and he got second.
And he lost to Alex last year. That was the same situation last year. And he lost to get third, so that was a huge win.
For sure.
He also beat. Well, he lost to Mahdi and Alex last year, but this year he beat both of them. He did not miss against Mahdi. I swear he did not miss.
Dude, he did insane against Mahdi.
And he just wrecked Mahdi. Maybe it was 3-0, 3-1. I'm pretty sure he didn't miss, but and then beating Alex in third place. Really big recovery from last year. And if Ryoga wasn't here, maybe Johnny would have moved. Would have gone all the way. But super proud of him. He did so well. Practice paid off.
Yeah. Isaac, how do you feel as someone who, you just picked up Ryoga last year? I mean, this is such a big event for Lotus. And, you started Lotus in 2019. Now you have Ryoga on your team, and he's literally come through and won the 3 biggest competitions on a Lotus, representing Lotus. Like, how does that make you feel?
No, it's incredible, dude. Yeah, I mean, like if from a team owner, there wasn't really a better time. It was like the perfect time to get him before he was like, people kind of knew him for his taps and a few popular Instagram posts, but not really for competition. I think he did like top 10 and what did he do at 2023? Top 10 in KDBC?
Right. 10th.
Yeah.
Okay. So like, he's up there just along with a bunch of Japanese names, which a lot of people don't really know of. And then the next year he got first. Yeah. It's crazy. He just like shot up so quickly. And I mean, I'm really happy about it. I don't want to take the credit. I know we have good Ken shapes and he really likes the element, but of course the work that he's put in speaks for itself, right? Like he's just an incredibly talented player. And but I am really happy that I've been able to help get him out to Neko in battle, because if he was still on Dream, which is mainly an Asian company, I don't know if they really do a lot of stuff to send their players. They probably send their players to Asian competitions, but not so much to Western competitions. But I'm really happy that I've been able to help get him out to Neko in battle. It's definitely paid off because he's winning. But dude, I mean, this weekend was really just so fun for me because Ryoga and Maharu were there. Like it really just. Like, it's awesome to see them win and do well. And it's so cool for them to like be repping Lotus stuff while, people are like talking to them and they're asking them to do tricks and they're doing the tricks. Like, it's so cool. But just their personalities they're so fun. Ryoga's kind of quiet, but once you get to know him, he's really goofy and really funny and super humble. And but just like really just he's just a kid that wants to have a good time, and I think even though he is a kid, I think that's kind of his personality. I think even if he's like a 22-year-old and what would it be, like 8 years, 10 years, he still has this really fun personality about him. So it was just a blast for me I feel really lucky to be able to, we're in the same Airbnb together. just goofing off, staying up till like 4 or 5 a.m. at night, and just like laughing and talking. I mean, like Ryoga, yeah, just to get to know him, like Nick, you had this experience too, but he really follows kendama. Like it looks like he just treats it as just this other thing that's like chill and he's winning, yeah, but like he loves it. And I guess it's hard to understand that because he didn't speak a lot of English, but Nick, he knew all of your celebrations, not only for KWC tricks, but for just IG posts. Like he would do your trick and then celebrate the same way that you would celebrate. Like that is just so cool. Like it's like he just was a kid that just was looking up to you for so long. And we were having a really fun night. I think it was Saturday night. It was like 3 or 4 a.m. where we were just pretending to be other players. It was me, my brother, Russ, Ryoga, and we were just doing like we were just thinking, okay, now let's be like Alex or let's be Johnny. We're doing like the celebration like those players. It was just it's really, really fun. When you're just so tired that you're just like just goofy or whatever. But he laughs a lot and he's just a really, really funny guy. I have a lot of funny videos of him this weekend. He hung out with Edwin a lot, which is really cool. Him and Edwin got along really well. And then, Maharu too, just to add to the mood. Maharu's a whole different story with his personality and like how well he gets along with everybody. Again, super cool to see. But that at least really made my battle experience was having those two there. But you
just gotta remember too, like Ryoga's only 12 and he's just this kid, man.
Is he 12?
You get him out of the competition and he's just, I mean, maybe he's 12, 13. I'm not sure. I think he's Anyway, he's just this funny kid. He doesn't really know. He's not like an adult who like pays. He's got the same responsibilities or worries that people like have or just automatically think about. Like, gotta do this, gotta do that. He's just like there to have fun, and he's just messing around with Maharu. Like they're really close, so he's messing with him, and Maharu's getting like, "What the heck are you doing?" And then just things like that. He's just so funny. He's just he's so random. Ryoga's such a random, innocent kid, and it's just so funny that he's the best player in the world right now, just dominating the competition scene. He's just destroying everyone. It's like, it's like he's just it's so cool. So I'm really happy for him, and I'm glad that he's with us, and it's just really cool to be on this journey with him. Supporting him.
I noticed that. I think it's like I get to know him a lot more this weekend, and I think what stands out to me is just his attention to detail. Like with everything, like I don't know if he I feel like he's really what would be like close-sighted or nearsighted because like when I'm far away and he's like looking to see, I'm like saying something to him, he kind of squints to see who it is. But my theory is that like his nearsighted vision is just so good because he's always like looking so close at like Tama's and Ken and details, and it could just be anything, food or whatever, and it really shines some light into how he plays as well with this form and his Tama control, like so detailed, and he's just really aware of all of his little movements, where the Tama is, where the bevel is, and that I think I got a really good idea of like how he became so good. Of course, there's a lot of talent, and of course, there's a lot of hard work and years of playing, but I think he just really pays attention to how the kendama moves to like microscopic detail, with how the Ken flips and how the bevel rotates and his birds and everything. Matt just shared a video of Ryoga with his Tama form to, I think it was to stalls it was just how his Tama rotates around to the spike. And Matt said something about how the Tama is like this way, so he's juggling and it's pointed that way. And you would think that it would kind of rotate, and my Tama does the same thing, but I'm often scooping. Like when I'm going for that final spike, I'm scooping. So his Tama is kind of the same way, but like in this video that Matt shared, I was watching all of his spikes, and all of his spikes, like I was seeing if he was going to scoop, but all of them were just perfectly straight down.
Yeah. Another thing that Ryoga, I heard from both of them was the way they tap. Like him and Takio will look at the grain and align the grain up to something. Maybe Isaac lagged out.
Maybe.
But they line up the grain. So I forgot which way was more ideal. But say you're pulling up for taps and it's horizontal. They look for that. I forgot what their preference is, and I feel bad that I can't relay what they said. But maybe you guys can ask Edwin, Ryoga, or somebody. But depending on where the grain is, so like this one's vertical right here, or this way, horizontal side to side. One of them was actually a better option, which is really
Apparently.
good. Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
All good.
It's all right.
Effect down to touch up my appearance. Okay.
But yeah, so that's they we're talking about how Edwin was being told by Ryoga and Maharu that like where they tap on the grain of the ball, like they actually pay attention to that. Hey, like Ryoga, Takia, they pay attention to like where the grain is and they line it up. So I forgot which way is the best way, but either like horizontal or vertical where they always are trying to do it. And apparently even Edwin said, yeah, even in some clips, like even in Takia's 72 tap clip, you can kind of see him at the start where he looks at the bevel and then goes for it. I mean, that could just be what he's doing naturally and maybe not thinking about that, but they said that's what they said. They said they paid attention to that. So
you know what's so funny that I didn't know that until right now, but I have noticed Ryoga looking at the bevel all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna be so funny. And I thought that it was just to like you just want to look at the bevel to see where it is to get some more information before you go for the trick. And so I made a habit of myself. Every time I go for a trick, I look at the bevel. But it wasn't because of the grain. I just look at it. And now that I know it's for the grain, my grain is probably like on the other side or just messed up. But like literally, whenever I'm doing a trick nowadays, I just look at the bevel. And I feel like it helps. But now I will know that I want the grain pointed a certain way. Yeah, that's so funny, man. Yeah, it's yeah, I think it was Matt that zoomed into a video of somebody was at a dinner with a bunch of like it was just a Japanese event, Pop Swag or something. And in the background of the video, Takia was doing this, was talking to somebody doing this.
So funny.
And then Matt zoomed in, sent it to me to send to Ryoga to ask what he's doing. Ryoga's like, yeah, I'm not sure. He's just doing Takia stuff, basically. And then we were just kind of joking around about it. But yeah, but again, that attention to detail, like just really paying attention to how these objects work and what the best way to work them,
Yeah.
Yeah.
At some point when Takia does stuff like that, I just kind of look at it and think, it's just hilarious for me to think about because, for him, I wouldn't doubt if he's actually figuring something out with a Ken, if he's holding the Ken up and then Tommy, and he's like, he's and he's figuring something out. But I also think it's equally hilarious to think about if he's literally not thinking about anything and he's just doing that to intimidate his opponents. I just
to throw people off.
He's so funny because it would actually be scary if it's because it's him. It's like, oh my god, he's so good at tabs. What is he? Dude, that's insane. And maybe he's just doing that. Like I don't really know what I'm doing, but I know it's just gonna make him think something.
Yeah, for sure.
Could be that.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Mm-hmm. Yasu, this weekend too. I mean, I really was impressed at how he came back after Nako after losing to Miguel and just literally destroy the entire competition. And everybody was asking me, who do you think's gonna win freestyle? And I thought, hey, as long as Yasu makes it to the final, I'll be happy.
I'm happy.
As long as he makes it. I don't care if he wins, but as long as he makes it to the finals, at least get second, that's gonna be really fun.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yasu was just dominating. It was so much fun to see. Every run was just performance. And my teammate Russ doesn't really get so super excited at really anything. Like he doesn't like express himself that much. But when he's watching Yasu, it just makes me laugh so hard because he's just like so mind blown, And he's never been like that with any other Kanema freestyle performances. But Yasu is just the sickest guy out there, like his celebrations and his movements and how he's playing kendama. It's just like supreme coolness. So much fun.
Yeah. He was doing some he brought another level to freestyle at this event. You go watch back his 2023 EKC prelim, which is what changed freestyle. Like we just saw that video. It's incredible. And you watch that, you compare him to now, he's a whole different animal. He's just.
You think so? Okay, I got to compare.
He's way better. Like back then, he was still doing. I mean, it's just his casual stuff now. We think it's just normal now. It's like the triple flip, juggle down spike, quad tap from base cup, juggle down spike, fast hand, maybe like Kemp flip. Just the juggle to spike success rate is just almost 100%, which is nuts. But now he's doing just instant tap. Like on BATB, he threw a cloud bounce to a straight direct tap out there.
Oh my God.
Was doing tap back glide house, tap back glide house, tap back glide house to like 7 times in a row to an insta quad tap. And I was thinking, man, this guy is literally insane. And he's so good at taps. I wouldn't be surprised if he's top 3, top 5 at taps in the world, just because and not multiple per se. He could if he wanted, but the juggle and the taps, he's got to be top.
So consistent at those.
The control of taps.
Did not miss one time. He did base cup 8 tap juggle spike against Miguel, and I was like, sorry, dude. Like, what? Yeah. Never missed a juggle 6 tap once, and I just think that's insanity. That's a hard trick.
Once.
Yeah, it's really interesting to compare him from the EKC. What was it, 2023? Yeah. And I think everybody, like all the top competitors, are just impressed. I guess the crowd too, the core community is just impressed with a lot of juggle spikes, or just like getting to a spike from a juggle. I remember when like Oliver would do that, it was really impressive. It got the crowd going. And then in 2023, he just did that so much. And then he threw in really technical, crazy tricks, and then he would dance. So all 3 of those elements just like blew the crowd away, and he won. But nowadays, like 2 years later, it's like we know nobody has really caught up to the juggle spike, like his success rate, but he has been progressing that to now, instead of just like the dancing, the style, the spiking success rate, now he's just throwing in more technical tricks, more mind melters of like the late sling and the tap back, like however many times, 8 times, and the amount of times he taps. So it's like, it's really true that he's progressing himself, and which is really scary, because I think with his runs in 2023, he would do really well, if not win. He would win. He's like, he would win. And now he's just still pushing and just putting in more technical elements, technical tricks that just put him so far ahead, you know?
Yeah. His body awareness too, just like using his literal feet to recover the ball and kicking it up, bouncing off his knee. He's so good at that. And combining that with just the ender, the late thumb sling down spike ender, this is literally insanity. That's a level 12. That's a level 12 trick, just to hit that consistently. He's just insane. He did that in freestyle at BATB, did his 6 tap juggle that, late thumb sling down spike, and then went back for the same thing and did it to fast hand. I just thought, no way. Like,
he's over here, he's dancing across the stage. And I think this is what sets him totally apart from everybody, is that he's usually doing his freestyle walking around the stage. But if he stands still, if he actually stops, that's when he's about to just do something that's insane. That's actually just ridiculous. Because he's juggling around the stage, he's doing tricks, and he might even be doing. I mean, dude, he went to the part of the stage and then put on lighthouse and did a full contact inward, and then started coming back, and it was like, and then was doing like 6 instant lighthouse slips while he was moving to the side. And then when he stops in place at the end of that run against, I don't know if it was Alex Mitchell, he stops and 6 tap jug lighthouse, insta thumb sling down spike, and he comes at it again. I thought, oh my God, it's so amazing. Yeah. So even when he's doing tricks in motion, it's really good. But when he stops, it's just like, okay, here we go. Like, here it comes.
Yeah. It's so insane. He's just so far ahead of everybody. It's so much fun to watch.
Because everybody else is standing still, and they're still not as consistent as him. So, it's just
like if you were to take certain elements of like showmanship, of crowd work, like you could just only focus on that. There's some players who just do a lot of that, maybe Austin Donovan or something. And you could argue that he's the best at just that element. And then you take another element of like the dancing or the string flow and like those new tricks, the flow tricks. And he's so good at those. And then like a really important element is just difficulty, the most important element probably. And he's the best at that. And then he's the best at everything individually. It's not just like he's the best at one thing. And people win that way. People won that way for years, just being really good at like like for you guys, like Nick, the difficulty of the trick, like you did a little bit of flow, like you brand some tricks together. You didn't really move around that much, but you won a lot of freestyle events or you did really well a lot of freestyle events, just the difficulty of your tricks,
Yeah.
But all of these elements he has, and he's the best of, and so it's just no contest,
No, it's so hard to be Yasu. You have to bank on him doing bad, and he almost never ever does. And when he does bad, you have to go crazy. You have to be really good to beat him, and so it almost never happens. So honestly, I'm thankful. In the moment, I was sad that he lost to Miguel at NACO. Not because I'm proud, to that Miguel beat him as an American. It's just really cool to see that. But obviously, I was just hoping to see Yasu play more. I was hoping maybe Yasu and Miguel in the final. But I'm glad that happened then, because he brought he leveled up so hard in these past couple months, and then destroyed everyone at BATB. And it was it's just as you said, it's like we all secretly just want to see Yasu play for as long as possible out there. It just makes the event so much better. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah. I kind of realized that, like with Kaito too, I think I kind of found that they think about saving tricks a lot and just doing what they need to do to win. And maybe that's what happened with Miguel the first time, that Yasu just didn't really know about Miguel, and I forget the word, but just didn't know what to expect, or just kind of like had a few runs in his mind and a few tricks that he think would beat Miguel, and then it didn't happen. But I kind of found this with Kaito too, where Kaito's last run was just so much better than his other ones for the most part. And I feel like Kaito does a lot of like triple lunar flips. And so I'm like expecting that. And I see that in the beginning as he's going through the less competitive freestyle players, but then he hits these tricks of like the insta tap back that he has down that he just didn't do, and he was just saving it. And I think it was kind of surprising for me to realize that, because they seem like they go on stage and they just flow, that they don't have any predetermined tricks in their mind, and they're just like doing whatever feels best. But now that I've really seen like instances of them kind of saving tricks for certain players, like Yasu going crazy against Alex Mitchell, and maybe dancing more against another player that just won't do as good. Like I kind of have a feeling that maybe they are a little bit more pre-planned and predetermined than I thought originally.
They kind of just, they're so good that they just have to be, I guess, wise with how much they show and how much they really have to try for these different players. Obviously, it'd be good to go all out all the time, but they're smart enough to know that against some players they don't have to, and then for other players they have to definitely rise up to the moment. Maybe playing better players, it definitely brings out better runs from them too. Yeah.
Do you guys think that Yasu had that tap back trick in mind that he wanted to do, or do you think it just kind of came to him that he had it in his bag and he just decided to do it?
Dude, I know that just comes to him. I know he just probably decided, hey, this is it. I'm going to do this.
That's what I originally thought, but maybe I think you tend to think that because of the way that he flows and the way that he's so spontaneous. But maybe it's one of those things where like, okay, I need to hit this trick. I know I can hit this trick, but let me just ease into it and find it along the way. Because usually for other players, not Yasu, you can kind of tell when they're like, okay, now I'm going to hit this one. Now I'm going to hit the tap to this, or I'm going to hit this double lunar tray. I'm going to go up to lunar and then try to hit it. And then you're like, okay, it's probably pre-planned a little bit. Like, oh, he's probably going for that Alex pinch candle, like, okay, he probably wanted to do that in this run because he knew he can hit it and it's a really good point scorer. But I don't know. I want to kind of dissect his mind to see how much of it is pre-planned and how much of it is just free. I mean, I think I think both are kind of cool, but I don't know. It'd be kind of cool to see if it's more predetermined than we thought.
Yeah. I will say this. If he was planning to do it, then he probably only planned to do a couple. And then he just thought midway, he thought, I can go. I'm going 7. I'm going as many times as I feel like it. And then he just did quad tap, juggle down.
Dude, and that's the ender that I think there's no way this kid is like, all right, well, I'm watching everybody's round. All right. And then at some point, I'm going to go 7 insta tap back lighthouses and then end with an insta quad tap jug down fast. No, I think he's just, exactly. I think he went, maybe we'll do tap back houses, but when he's in the moment, he's just like, all right, screw it. I'm doing it. Flu mode activated. And then he just goes in and he hits the full whatever combo that comes to his frou mind, you know? So it's just it's just that.
Yeah, you know, but I think also what it seems like, because I haven't talked to him about this, but just by watching him, maybe he kind of goes for the idea, and then he's so good at the recovery, and while he's doing the trick, he's feeling the string and feeling how the performance is, where like he's probably on 3, and then he's like, oh no, the string is fine, and this is feeling good, I'm going to keep going. And then when the string starts slipping up a little bit, okay, I'm going to end. I remember like the EKC 4-4-4-4, he probably went to a 4 tap. The first one felt really good. He's like, all right, let's go for a second one. And then the second one felt really good, and he tossed it back up again. And then he's like, all right, let's just go for 4. But he recovered the third one because he messed up a little bit. But then he wants to do 4 because it's 4-4-4-4. I think his just like the part of his mind that's just like on his feet, you know, like he's just ready to go and so dialed in to what he's currently doing, and so like in flow state that maybe it's a little bit of like, okay, I can probably try to hit this, but let me just feel it out as I go. Let me see how many I can do. And if the string is messed up, I'll recover, do something else. But if it's good, I'm going to keep going, you know?
Yeah. Nick, when you talk to him, is he a space case or what?
Yasu?
Yeah.
He's lit. He's on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight
he's
up.
just lit.
I talked to him at BATB just on the second day. I just said, "Hey man, I love you. I love you, dude." It was by the he was by the Konami USA booth, and I was just like, "Hey man, good morning, and I just want to let you know I love you, and so does Zack. We love you, bro, and thank you so much for coming to this event."
Did you say it in Japanese?
Yeah.
Yeah, but what did he say?
Well, I'm talking to him, and I'm just saying, like, I love you, dude. Like, hey, man, you're because you're here. This event is amazing, and if you weren't here, this definitely wouldn't be like as fun for me. And just to watch you in freestyle, dude, you're just so good. And Zack and I just love you and support you, bro. And then he just said,
dude, "That's so sick."
And then he literally verbatim just said this. No, I'm just kidding. But I was talking to him, and I just thought, I think he's hearing me right now. But I also think some words are going straight through the ears and going out. I don't know if he's really all the way there with me, but whatever he's doing, it just is other dimensional because what he brings
it works.
Is psychotic. And even in open, we were talking.
Oh my god!
I was like, good luck in open today. He was like, oh, you're not competing? I was like, no. I was like, are you competing? He's like, yeah, but I don't know the tricks. Like, I'm gonna just do it and have fun. Fudu. He literally killed people, dude. He literally murdered people. You do not give Yasu a chance to warm up to a trick. He will figure it out within 2 tries, 3 tries, and just start destroying. I mean, dude, he murdered people. He beat Miguel.
Oh my god.
And that was a quick match.
I recorded the match against Miguel from start to finish from the recording button. 1 minute 20, like literally 1 minute 30.
Just what happened? Was Miguel not hitting stuff?
Well, he would just miss once.
Yeah.
And the was like, how do I do it? Okay.
I got once against Miguel, and Miguel hit everything first try.
Yeah. Miguel.
But maybe it was top 16 or something. I don't know.
It was top 16. I mean, we all know Miguel's an incredibly good player. It's not to go against him. It's just like, it's crazy that Yasu was able to capitalize on Miguel out of all players 3 times in a row just to beat him. I'm just like, dude, how are you doing this? Yasu literally got 4th place in open. He literally got 4th. Wow. He was so close playing for 3rd, and he didn't even know. And I was thinking, Yasu has no chance against Ryoga. Johnny's probably going to beat him, but I just thought, if Yasu gets 3rd here, I don't even understand what. It's like a battle of who cares about who cares about open less, Alex Mitchell or Yasu? And it's like, oh my god.
They both argue about like, no, I do not know this trick. And Yasu's like, no, I really don't don't know this trick. Like, I've never.
No, Yasu's like, no, literally, I can't.
She's like, English. I've never practiced. You know, like they just go back and forth.
Yasu's like, I can't even read what it is. Like,
you have to show me. And so I have to basically interpret it what your demonstrations are, and even then I might get it wrong. I might get it technical, and then, so Alex, you can actually comprehend. I don't even know. You have to show me. So
yeah, And I was just like, I don't know. Yeah, they have to just go back. They have to bring more and more people up, and then they both put it first try. You know,
Yeah.
they both go all three just match.
Yeah, he's
I think it's like this.
He's a space case. He definitely doesn't.
Yeah,
he's not all the way there for me. Like all the way there when I talk to him. But
well, I think he just needs to be so much in the moment. He's so much in the moment and just like free flowing, and that what makes him so special. You know, like if he was like over analytical like I am and just thinking about things, then he would drop the kendama first. You know, like it just wouldn't work.
No, literally though, that's actually a good point. I mean, he's probably just so in the moment that he doesn't really think about much, and he just can flow so easily that way.
Yeah,
which is amazing. So
yeah.
We're just blessed to have him in the Kendama world.
We are blessed.
If he did not exist, if no one on his level, Kendama events would not be as fun. I'll say that right now. I think it would not be as fun, and everyone knows it. Everyone knows it, dude. So just blessed to have him in Ryoga. And
sure.
Thanks. And I'm excited to see them at EKC. I think Ryoga's going to EKC for sure. Yasu's definitely going.
Yasu should be going for sure.
Takia said he's no longer going overseas to events. I don't know what he's on, but he could if he wanted. But yeah, we'll probably see Yasu or Ryoga take another W there.
You guys don't know if Takia's going or not?
No, I've just heard that he's not going to international events anymore. He just decided that just by himself, and I just thought, interesting take. Interesting dude. But
at some point, I don't want to call you guys out, but at some point you guys didn't want to go to battle. So maybe it's the same kind of mindset.
What?
Wait, when?
Go to battle?
I heard that you guys like at some point, like back in the day, you guys didn't go to battle for a few years.
Oh, like way back when?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I haven't played in 3 years because I was in Japan, but I definitely wasn't someone who went to battle every single year. But I think it's a little different though.
Yeah.
I think it's a little different just because Taki is the best player in the world, and like he just blatantly decide I'm not going to international events. It's all good. It's like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't know him super well. I just think sometimes he says some really funny stuff. And
you guys are best friends.
Yeah, you're right. We're best friends. Yeah.
You guys are texting every day. I see your phone. It's just all notifications are from Takia online, Instagram.
Yeah. It's just like how many times can he ghost me? I hope Takia. You know what'd be so cool is if Ryoga, Yasu, and Takia were at the same event that wasn't KDBC, and just demonstrate their skills in freestyle and open. KDBC, we all know that they're psychos. They got 99-point prelims last year. They're the best at it. I mean, Yasu, if he really cared more about going for a more realistic run to get him into the top 3, he would. But at this point, he's just a showman. He just goes for the highest run possible and sees if he can land it. And although he hasn't been able to do that since the year he won, it doesn't matter. You already know this kid's top 3 in the world. So
yeah,
I would really love to see them all at one event, open freestyle, just battle it out and just see who wins. It'd be so cool.
Yeah, I want to see them all in the same competition at least once, besides KWC, of course, because even Yasu doesn't really take KWC fully seriously.
I know, but he still has like the potential to be. 100%. He's always in top 10, like almost always, and then if he just cared a little bit more, he could do whatever he wanted. He could top 5, top 3 easy, but he's always just going for the.
He could eat top 3 KWC easily. Oh my god,
he could do that every year if he wanted to.
Yeah, he's just so much better than other people and so much more consistent.
Yeah,
I think that it's just kind of a shame that Taki doesn't want to get out to these international events, because it'd be cool if he like disclosed more information, because you've asked him more about like, hey, why, but it sounds like he's pretty private on why, or maintains. He's like a very mysterious dude. He maintains a lot of that like mystery around.
He definitely is,
and it'd be kind of nice for him to open up and say here why he doesn't want to go to these events, because he could if he wanted to. I mean, the event organizers would be more than happy to chip in for his travels to get him there. I mean, he was such a hit at EKC. If Taki wasn't at EKC, I would have put that like two levels down out of 10.
Yeah,
literally, if he wasn't there,
just to have him there was the best. And
like
Taki, I hope, I don't know if it's because he can't speak English or if he feels like too out of place. Like everyone's just either a lot of pressure on him, but I'm sure. I mean, having been in that position before, it definitely is fun to go out and crush an event, knowing you're, really good and have the chance to do really well in both divisions, and to have people like, watch you play and just be in awe. Like he literally the Ken games he had were some highlights of KD.
Dude, those are the best KROM edits I've ever seen in my entire life.
Literally, just insanity. So
6-tap, choke, 6-tap, 10 times, just a straight to airplane.
You can't make that up.
No, around his level 12 around. He did it around.
You can't even make up these tricks if you're trying to like think of them. He just does them because they're so good.
No.
And so
you wouldn't be able to come up with them because they're so outlandish to people that you wouldn't even think of them because it's like, oh, it's Ken. There's no way he's hitting that in Ken.
Even for TOTY, if you were to tell like, oh yeah, TOTY did 6-tap 10 times in a row and then went straight to airplane. Like I wouldn't say that. I would think that's kind of hard. Even for him, that's not something he would try.
He hit that.
But he hit that. We saw it happen in real life. So I really hope that, Tio convinces him to come to EKC. But I know a limiting.
I do whatever it takes.
I know a limiting factor is the fact that Takia is going to be someone who studies to get into university starting from April. So that's a year for Japanese players where they kind of shut down and stop going as hard for KROM. They have to focus more on studying. There's just a pressure to focus more on studying in that year from maybe what they think other people will think of them. I don't know. But regardless, I just hope he goes to EKC. It would just elevate the event so much, and you need the returning champ there. You need the returning champ for
Dude. Yes, yeah. And I also want to take this chance to quickly shout out Ching Yang. Ching Yang came this weekend from Hong Kong to Ballabor from Hong Kong, and she's looking to continue her international travels to the biggest events this year, and we started a fundraiser for her, and it's almost halfway complete. So I'm going to leave it in the link in the description. It was very nice to see her come from all the way from Hong Kong.
Yes,
and along with all the pull that this event gathered, anyways, just not just Yasu, not just Ryoga, but so many Japanese players came out to this event, which I thought was cool because that's like the equivalent of us going to KROM World Cup. It's a massive trip, and they just do this every single year. So it's kind of like the same exact trip for them, which I thought was really, really nice. But I just want to quickly shout out Ching Yang. She came to the competition for the first time, her first time in the United States ever, and then was able to enjoy everybody and meet people. And we did a fundraiser for her. So if you are interested in donating to that, you can check it out in the link in the description. So
okay, sorry guys, I'm back.
We're back.
So we don't know why Taki is not going to international events, or we just heard that he isn't going. He just didn't want to go or something.
It sounds like he's not going, and he's like Nick's asked him actual questions about this stuff before, and he's just a mystery man.
Yeah.
So that's just the conclusion. But what we were talking about was like Taki is now in the year of school where where Japanese students and kids typically shut down and bunker down and just focus on studying for like an entire year to get into university, because it is very, very challenging and something that I think it's just part of the culture that everybody does. So he's at that stage in his life. So when he enters that, it might be really difficult for him. It might just not make any sense whatsoever in his mind for him to be like, oh, I'm going to go outside of Japan for a KROM event, when his mind might think this, like, okay, that is 70 or 80 or 90 hours of studying that I'm going to be missing out on. No way. I'm going to go because I study 10 hours a day. I mean, some of these students will literally study for like 12 hours a day for months straight.
Yeah. But he's skateboarding.
Yeah, but he's skating. So
hey, and you know what? He also might think this. Oh, I'm the king, and if I go and get my crown taken, not gonna look good, so I'm just gonna stay back.
Right.
Because this 12-year-old's gonna clap again. This Roga's gonna literally destroy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we saw the stomach ache happen last time, okay? We saw the stomach ache happen last time. Yeah.
Yeah,
he's like, I can't pull that out anymore. I'm just kidding.
Dude, if you grew up in Japan and then you go to an event and you either don't eat anything or like you have McDonald's in the morning on the way to the event, and then you have like just this greasy pizza. Honestly, it's really good pizza, but still it's like pizza that it's probably not the same kind of food that they have in Japan. Yeah, I don't blame that he had an issue,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, 100%. I mean, yeah, he just you would he have had that issue if he won? I don't know, but yeah. But
Yeah.
He's like,
maybe
I lost.
he's probably afraid of Nick. Open.
Huh? I mean,
he's probably afraid of Nick.
Yeah.
That's why he's not coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nick, just be like, yo, I'm not competing, and then see if he just buys a flight like the next day.
He just doesn't respond again, but he's publicly announced in like 3 days.
Yeah.
Last year I beat him in open. He's like, oh my, how did I lose to Nick? I have to do something. My stomach, no. And he's like, wait, guys, I'm good. I just ate candy. I'm good. How does that make sense? Goes and destroys everyone in freestyle. It's like, what?
That's what he said. He ate candy?
He ate something like not.
Okay.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
What a funny guy.
Yeah. And then he just does insane. Yeah. He won freestyle. Or what happened with freestyle that year?
No, he won. That's why he has to go back.
Right.
He's got to go back. Yeah.
Then, all right. Well, I'm gonna text Aviram and Tio and see what's going on because we need him out there.
Well, you should text him yourself.
He didn't respond to me.
Yeah.
You guys know that already.
No, yeah, we don't try and text him. You
guys know that because he doesn't respond to you. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually have his personal contact information now, and I might as well just. I mean, it doesn't make any sense for me to have it. He's just like I'm probably blocked, right? I'm probably blocked on there. So
just imagine.
Yeah.
Automated message. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, what about trick of the year? Tennessee won.
Oh, it's so cool, man. Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't sure who was going to go to. Kind of a surprise from the conversations that I had. Not that the trick wasn't a surprise because it was definitely deserving of trick of the year. But from what I've heard people voting for, I didn't really hear many people voting for that trick. But still, when I heard it, I'm like, yeah, much deserved. Insane trick, super cool. Yeah, what'd you guys think?
Yeah, I thought it made sense.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that trick is literally. I mean, that trick is ridiculous. If it was my vote, it would have been either Tennessee or Zachy. I would have gone Zachy if I could just pick one. But,
yeah. Okay.
But Tennessee's trick makes sense because I'm looking at Zachy's and I think, okay, I don't know if there's anybody on the planet who could even replicate that right now. Tennessee, maybe, but that is just so difficult that.
Yeah.
I don't know. So it makes sense that he won. It's so hard and so insane. But I thought it was gonna be Zack or him. But I also voted for like Kanamafar just because he's from Seattle and other people.
Yeah.
And I voted for Marcus too. His trick was generally insane. Yeah.
You guys, when we were talking about trick of the year last, you guys mentioned a good idea, which was like, hey, who do you guys think could replicate a trick like this? And with Elliott's, of course, no one's done it, and of course, it's really difficult. But like, I don't know if the best player in the world or really good still players could grind that and hit that relatively quickly. But versus like Tennessee's or Zachy's, yeah, who knows? Zachy's who would hit Zachy's trick or Tennessee's trick. I mean, I guess Takia or Tablex is kind of like becoming a surgeon. So that's a good way to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's I voted for next year. I think I'm going to keep my vote to 1 just to make it even more legit for me. I voted for Marcus. He's on Lotus, and also I thought his trick was amazing. But I also voted for Trevor because he's from Washington, and I'm from Washington. Also, I thought his trick was insane too.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's like, I would have picked I probably would have voted for either Zack or Tennessee if I could only choose one. And the fact that Tennessee won it, I was really happy. I was super happy that he won.
Yeah.
He laid a crazy trick. I don't know about many people could do that. If they could, they'd spend days, weeks, months worth of hours trying that. So
yeah. And it's cool to give some recognition to him too, because he's just like on his own path, just like lacing and leveling up so hard. Like he doesn't really. It didn't seem like he doesn't really care for recognition that much. Like he's just doing his own thing. But it's cool to be able to celebrate him because how he's been working so hard. He's so good. I haven't seen him at an event in a while. Maybe it was like last battle or something. But
yeah,
really happy for him. I was kind of wondering if he was even like playing kendama consistently, even in the past year. Which I think he's probably gone in and out in spurts of in and out of playing kendama. All I know is that he's extremely jacked. Okay, that's just all I know.
Yeah,
that's the one thing I know.
Really fit.
Yeah,
super fit.
Yeah,
definitely.
Mm-hmm. Well, and you guys have any other favorite moments of the weekend?
Yeah, I definitely want to just shout out Maharu for going pro. Man,
Oh, dude,
really,
let's go.
really happy for him, and he brings such a good energy to the Lotus team. I think we're definitely able to bond a lot this weekend with the whole team, of course, and then especially Maharu. You see him like interacting with other teams. He's really close to Lock Studios guys and just getting out there taking photos with everyone. It's really, really cool to have him be that sociable over here. I think it's just a really cool experience for him, and I'm really glad everyone is reciprocating him very, very well. And to see him go pro, that was his dream at BATB.
Yeah.
To get announced pro, show his edit in front of everybody, and release a pro model. He literally was talking about the night before we released him pro. He was like, "Yeah, this is what people are going to react like when they see my video, and like this is what they're going to see. Everyone's going to be like, oh, and everyone's going to be like,
Yeah.
I thought it was so funny that Maharu he had thought about this moment for so long. So really, really proud of him, and it looks like the shape is getting really good feedback. I personally love it for chem flips and taps, and yeah, a lot of people do too. So I'm happy for him.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I've been really enjoying the shape. I think over the weekend I heard like the song that was in that edit being played like 10 times. Like I just throughout the night I'd hear the song, I look over and then Maharu's showing the edit to somebody, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's so funny with the locked house too. Like when I first arrived, he was at the locked house, and then he came back to like say hi to me. And then he's like, "Hey, is it okay if the locked guys come over?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So then in like 10 minutes, like 12 locked members show up to our Airbnb. I'm like, sick. They're all really, really cool. I like them a lot. So then we played for a while, but yeah, he just really vibed. I think there was like a big freestyle event too at the locked house. So but he vibed really hard with them. You know, the yank spikes too. A lot of the locked guys are on yanks and he's yanking. Yeah, he just is like really deserving to go pro. You know, like he's obviously really good, has his own style, competes really hard. But he just really helps Lotus out with the Japan shop. He's really well known. You know, I think both Japanese and American players like him a lot. And at the event, like at Mako, he just really was the life of the party, got to know everybody, talked to so many players. Just a really, really like awesome personality and somebody who's really excited about kendama. And he was the first Japanese Lotus team member, which is awesome. So it makes sense to give him a pro mod. And yeah, the mod is so cool. I have the Ken right here. It's so much fun to play. It's plays a lot different than the other shapes that we have. It's so nice for flips. Like just I've been practicing like Ken on it. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, really happy for him. Yeah, congrats to him. And he's grown a lot in the last year and a half ever since he joined the Lotus team. He's grown up a lot and taken on more responsibility, doing the shop for us, and then just spreading Lotus in Japan. So really, really good to have him, and I'm glad he's close. It seems like I think he's really close to the Japan team. He just actually hosted a meeting for them the other day, so that was really cool of him. Yeah. I think it's really cool, and he's really buddy with Ryoga too, so that's of course a good thing. But
yeah, for sure.
He really wants to become number one. So at that tournament, so really rooted for him.
Yeah, he's a lot of drive. I think it will happen. You know, he just has to keep putting himself out there. Yeah, for sure. Just a really, really good guy. Mm-hmm. I love that. Yeah, every time he's at an event, it just makes it so much better because he's just hilarious and speaks his mind. You know.
Yeah. Definitely the best of his ability. He's a funny dude.
Yeah.
He got announced along with like what seemed like 10 other pros this weekend too. It was a massive event for just pro announcements and new damas and new shapes. It was insane.
Yeah, it was really cool to see all those videos. Like two Joes, Joe Nelson and Joe Brockman.
Yeah, Miguel, Jacob.
Jacob, dude. Awesome. Yeah, those premieres were so good because I knew that there weren't going to be so many and that they all had a certain time limit, so I could really just like enjoy them. And always so excited when your premiere comes on. Like Maharu you could tell he was so excited about it, but then even for me, I get super nervous and really emotional when I see a Lotus premiere that like I edited or I worked on. Always really cool to see that. So like something about like everybody and most people in the community watching, online and in person is just super cool.
Yeah,
it just hits so much different than just a
special.
YouTube drop.
Yeah,
it's really special.
Way more memorable. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
You can feel it. Yeah. Overall, great event. Great weekend.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. I feel like we hit everything.
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Yeah. What's next for Lotus, Isaac?
EKC.
We can all hear that.
Yeah, tap really loudly, Nick.
Sorry.
Oh, you just chatted. You want a double cheeseburger from McDonald's? Oh, okay. I thought it was private.
Wait, what?
Stupid joke. Stupid joke. What's next for Lotus? Dude, yeah, Tio talked to me about EKC. Sounds really cool. He's really pushing EKC and trying to get like 1,000 people there. Just sick. He's gonna help support Ryoga get out there, which is awesome. I think Ryoga told me that his mom and his sister want to maybe come with and do like a little Europe trip.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Able to get accommodations. So we got a hostel with 10 beds. And Ryoga was like, hey, is it cool if my mom and my sister stays? And I'm like, yes, but just have them stay in like the other room because it's probably going to be 10 guys and it's going to be disgusting. So I feel really bad. So it'd be really cool for Ryoga's sister and mom to be there. Hopefully they'll be at the event, or I don't know. I think they might be just traveling. I'm not sure what the plan is yet, but
that's so cool.
Yeah, super cool, man. And we have a lot of products coming out really soon. We're Rhino clearing the Maharu and the Champ mods, which I think is almost done. So we should drop that in February.
Super nice.
That's really exciting. I'm excited for some new Rhino myself. And yeah, it's just a solid paint. It's gonna be awesome to see Rhino on these designs, on the Champ mod design, Got some cool ideas for before EKC of some products that I was working on today. And yeah, that's kind of like the next thing for me is just EKC. I've been watching watching a lot of hype TikTok edits about typically football players like Messi and sometimes they're even just like tennis players. And these creators on TikTok do such a good job of adding so much excitement and really cool visual effects.
Yeah.
And I've honestly been just like looking for time to do one because I want to do one for Yasu. And it would be like the same format that I've seen. And that's been on my mind for the last like week, I'd say. But I just can't get myself to do it because it doesn't make me any money, like I'm designing products that will help Lotus. But I just want to do it so badly. So you guys will probably see just a hype edit of Yasu. It's my passion project, I guess.
How long are these edits? Like 30 seconds or less?
Literally 30 seconds, but there's just so many effects. Like I did one of Ryoga winning, and it was like a quick edit, like 10 seconds. But it took me, I think, like 4 hours to do. So it's just ridiculous. It's just not worth the time for like the amount of views that I get. Yeah, I don't get any money from it, but it's just like really fun to do. So that's what's next for me, at least, is like hopefully next week when I get enough time to edit that and release it. It's gonna be sick.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Well, sweet. I'm excited for the next. What's next with Lotus, and obviously coming up to EKC. That's super exciting. Right around the corner.
Yeah.
Right around the corner. 3.5 months away.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I just feel like the story. I mean, Kendama is so cool and needs to get out there more to people, but then also the storyline of Yasu and how he's changed Kendama and how he's. Yeah, just these competitions are so exciting, and I feel like more people would think that they were exciting if they just kind of got to know Kendama and followed it a little bit. Like there's so much entertainment value behind it that like we just really need to get out there. And I guess that's kind of what I'm hoping for with these edits, but it's just fun for me to do anyway. But I've just been thinking a lot about, how we can grow Kendama. So, get more money into Kendama so these companies can survive and do well and make awesome products and get players to events and do everything that we want to do that is so much fun celebrating the sport. And I think the only way to do that is really to get more people in. And obviously I'm preaching to people who've been saying this for years, like Sweets. But I just find it to be really, really true that like there's just right now the community is just this big. It doesn't seem like it's getting a lot bigger. There's only a few players coming in. We just really need to see another region or another population in the world start playing kendama, and that will add to this core community, and it will make it a lot more fun and easier. And it would just make it a lot easier for a lot of these companies and these people with amazing products and amazing value to survive and go full-time dama, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's hopefully here. Yeah. It's gonna be a good year for kendama.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. Awesome.
Sorry for that, man. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for listening. We will see you. I don't know when our next group recap pod will be, but until next time, got the Gallagher mod coming out this Friday. So Nick's got it right there.
Yeah, the Gallagher mod. We never really talked about that, but I'm so excited for the Gallagher mod to come out. I've been using it so much. This is the Maharu mod. You guys have kendamas in their hands. So.
Yeah.
My Gallagher mod is over there. It's being string farmed right now.
Yeah. String farmed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything will help. But super stoked for that Friday.
Let's go.
So if you guys want to snag, they're on Depot. They're going to be on Lotus website. And anywhere else?
I mean,
Europe in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a bunch in Europe that will be coming out soon.
Sweet.
And in Japan.
Yeah.
That's right.
And in Japan. Yeah.
There you go. All right. Awesome, guys.
Awesome, guys. Thank you.
All right.
See you guys later.
All right. See you later. Bye.
Peace.